A monk was dying. The room was quiet. Everyone waited for wisdom. Instead, he left behind a single strange warning. Never allow a cat into your life. People were confused. A large crowd had gathered, yet no one could understand why such a great monk would speak about a cat in his final moments. The young successor felt unsettled. He kept wondering why a simple word would be spoken at the edge of death. The master was cremated with all the sacred rituals. Still, those final words stayed with the young monk, quietly repeating in his mind. In the monastery lived an old monk. He had spent many years beside the master and had watched his life closely. He was not chosen as successor because of his age. Everyone knew his time in this world was limited. Seeing the young monk lost in thought, the old monk approached him gently and asked what troubled him. The young monk shared the master's last words. The old monk smiled softly and said, "My friend, there is a long story behind that warning." And then he began. When our master renounced his wife, his children, and his home, he went deep into the jungle. Near a small village, he built a quiet life of simplicity. Each day, he walked to the village to beg for food. The villagers were happy to have a monk of their own. They built him a small bamboo hut. The monk owned only 2 pieces of clothing. For a long time, that was enough. Then one day, rats entered the hut. They began chewing through his clothes. The monk became worried. He had nothing more to replace them with. He asked the villagers what he should do. They said, "Keep a cat. The rats will leave." It seemed like a simple solution. A cat was brought, and the rats disappeared. Soon another problem appeared. The cat needed milk. The monk now had to visit the village again and again, just to beg for the cat's food. Once more he asked the villagers for guidance. They said, "Keep a cow. You will have enough milk for yourself and for the cat. You will become independent." The idea sounded reasonable. A beautiful cow was brought to the hut. But the burden grew. The cow needed grass and constant care. Every day the monk walked to the village to beg for grass. People began to feel uneasy seeing a great monk asking for animal feed. The monk asked, "What else can I do? How will I feed them?" The villagers replied, "We have another solution." In the village lived a woman who had lost her husband. She was alone in the world. They said, "If she comes to live here, she will care for the cow and the cat. We will clear land nearby so she can grow crops. She will also look after you when you are ill." The monk saw no harm in this. The woman agreed. She moved into the hut. She cared for the cow, the cat, and the land. She worked quietly and tirelessly. Over time, the monk began helping her. They worked side by side in the fields. Days passed gently, and slowly something changed. They grew close. The woman was beautiful. The monk was young. They shared the same space, the same days, the same silence. Love appeared without announcement. Soon, the woman became pregnant. A child entered their lives. One day the monk awoke to a sudden realization. He thought, "I left my family, I renounced the world, and now the world has returned to me." It had happened so slowly that he never noticed. Until the child arrived, all of it had begun with a single cat. The old monk ended the story and said, "That is why the master warned you, never allow a cat into your life." The cat was never an animal, it was a symbol. It meant never give your mind a small permission that slowly grows into control. In our own lives, we do the same. We tell ourselves, just once, only for a moment, I will stop later, but the mind does not stop. A small indulgence becomes a habit becomes attachment, and attachment quietly becomes a prison, just like the monk who renounced the world, but protected his clothes with a cat, fed the cat with a cow, accepted help, and slowly returned to the life he had left behind. So remember this gently. Never allow the cat into your life, because once the mind is given that small permission, it moves quietly, patiently, until it leads you away without you ever noticing.